Hello everyone. It's been quite a while since I have posted, and today is October the 2nd, and I'm going to show you where we are at. So this is what we are looking like. There's the roses. Yeah, my neighbor is playing music in the backyard, so that's what you're hearing. Alright, let me show you what the inside of the greenhouse looks like. It's a mess. I don't know if you've watched the videos before this one, but essentially we had a frost. The day before the frost, I came out and went through the raised beds and the green stalks, and I picked whatever I could pick, and I just kind of gave up. And then about 2 days later, the weather changed again, and it's now behaving like it's spring. And this is what the greenhouse is now looking like. And suddenly everything wants to grow. Let's see if I can do a pan through. And we suddenly have lots and lots of tomatoes, and I had gone through and picked everything that was green right before that first day of frost, and I just put it in a box, and the tomatoes are slowly ripening in there. And I'm not going to have a big harvest by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm feeling a little better about where I'm going to end up. But I certainly won't have a year's worth of anything. So let me show you section by section what we have in here. So when you walk into the greenhouse, well, you can see I still have the if I can remember the name, I'll just put it somewhere in the description. But anyway, so you can see we have tomatoes in here. And we have lots of tomatoes all over, and I'll point them out as we go. We have celery, which has been doing really well. And it's time for me to pick some more. What I do is I just pick single stalks. And that's how I'm using them. I'm not cutting down the whole thing because I want them to keep coming back. And as you can see, it is a really deep green. So I've also been taking the leaves and drying them. And I'm going to make a celery powder and celery salt. And I already have about a gallon worth of the dried leaves. And I'll just keep making it as long as it's around. So over here, we have the Paul Robeson. And as you can see, still making new tomatoes. I don't know if you can see, there we go. And we have some bigger ones and some that are ready to go as soon as they ripen. And the reason why this place has bushed out like this is I finally made horizontal strings from the long end of the greenhouse going all the way to the end instead of the way I had originally done it. And I think for next year, that's what I'm going to do, because then I'm not disturbing the plant too much. So that's the Paul Robeson climbing that way. As you can see, there's lots of fruit. So I'm not as discouraged as I was feeling that day when we had a frost, when I thought I had lost everything. And then We have the pineapple, which has been really, really productive. And as you can see, it's still producing. We have tomatoes all over. And on this horizontal run, you can see we have more tomatoes. And it just goes on until the other end. And then we also have some Romas back here. They're still tiny, but from what I'm seeing by looking at the weather forecast, we have another 2 weeks in theory where things could still keep growing. So I should be able to get a reasonable harvest. Let me go back to where I was. We have another celery plant, and as you can see, my Swiss chard is doing really well, and I have several of those, especially out on the raised beds. Those ones are really flourishing. Oh, I almost forgot. My San Mazzanos that I had completely given up on seem to have come back. There's those back there, and there's more towards the bottom, and there's others somewhere back there that we quite cannot see. Let me see if I can follow the plant. So anyway, we have lots and lots of the San Mazzano. And we also have our garlic chives, which I use as the ground cover in here. Another tomato plant there. I need to start trimming these plants as well. So anyway, looks like the greenhouse, actually the whole garden seems to be reviving. And then we have lots and lots of cherry tomatoes back there. Don't know if you can see that. So this back section that we can barely see because it's so bushed out is full of cherry tomatoes, and we've been getting about 10 each day, so that has been good. Need some more. So that plant is labeled Italian Romas. They don't have the shape of a Roma. So again, I noticed this year that a lot of the seed packets were labeled for one thing, and once you put it in the garden, something else starts growing. Those cherry tomatoes were labeled as chocolate pears. Some of them are forming the black cherries, and others are forming the chocolate pear. And as you can see, there is some chocolate pears that are ready to be picked, and there is some more of the San Mazzanos right there. So yeah, you plant thinking you're planting one thing and you end up getting something else. I'm not complaining though, as long as I'm getting a product. And you can see all those are the chocolate pears. And we have a lot going on here. Like I said, I just kind of ignored the garden after that frost. I was so discouraged. And this is a mess. And it's just happening in this corner. And I'm not sure why. Everything else in the greenhouse is fine. And anyway, it's still producing, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then somewhere in here, don't know if you can see that. That's the poblanos. It's also full of those little things, whatever they are. And back there, we have big, huge poblano peppers. I don't know if you can see if I can get to that. See that right there? It's hard to get in there, but we have lots of those poblanos back there. Yeah, I came in this morning and I was really surprised. I can barely see anything because it's so bushed out. So after this video, I'm hoping to come in here and just trim things down and get rid of some of the extra leaves, so anything that is already green can start ripening. And there's some more sun mazzanos. And if I can get my camera back in there, you'll see there's some that are already ripe. There. They're not quite clear, but I have no way of really getting in there to show you what's going on back there. Those are some more Paul Robeson tomatoes. And that plant is going all the way. It's not quite to the end yet, but it has that string to climb on. And then we have some more, I believe these are the pineapple. As you can see, we have quite a few of them there. We have a habanero, and like I told you, I was growing this for my sister. It never really did anything. We have a single habanero down there, and then it is suddenly producing flowers all over the place. So I'm just letting things just do their thing. If we make it and we get a few habaneros, I'll be really happy about that. If we don't, that's okay too. This has been another year of learning, and I know what I need to do differently next year. Let's see. And in a day or two, I need to start planting my garlic. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I'm going to do all my garlic in the greenhouse because I got the best results planting the garlic inside the greenhouse. The ones that were on the raised beds were all puny. The ones in the greenhouse were nice and big. And this year, I also have some elephant garlic. I bought quite a bit of it. So about half the greenhouse will have the elephant garlic, and then my other varieties will be in the rest of the greenhouse. All right, okay, where were we at? So we have some more pineapple tomatoes. And these ones are, well, at least this one is ready to go in. And we're using this for sandwiches. And then we have some more pear tomatoes. And back in here and down somewhere in there, we have more of those pineapple tomatoes. I think maybe after I do the cleanup, I should do another video or just pan through so you can see what is really happening as far as production. But yes, I'm feeling much better. And I know I should do videos even when things are going wrong, because then I keep a record of what happened and what I need to change. But I was just really discouraged and I just gave up. All right. Okay, that celery needs some water. And we have a Serrano back here that died, and now it's suddenly coming back. Sure, it's not going to do anything before we have the real frost. I believe this is the red crimson. So the red crimson this year did not do very well. They're supposed to be about as big as a pineapple, if not bigger, and they're all ripening when they're about 1.5 inches. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I still have some more seed and I will try it again next year. And then in this corner over here, we have that celery. And I can already tell that a lot of the spinach that we had from last year, from those seeds, they're coming back. So, which is good. So for the winter, we'll have lettuce. and I'm good with that. So anyway, we also have this plant right here, and this is a Serrano that was doing absolutely nothing, and now it is just full of peppers. I'm really happy that the harvest is not lost. It wouldn't be as much as I was expecting if we hadn't had that frost. But like I said, I already have a box of green tomatoes in the house, and those are ripening. And if I don't want to ripen them, I can use them like tomatillos while they're still green. That's not a complete loss. These other tomatoes back there, little ones coming up that I hadn't even seen. I'm not sure what those are. I'll spend some time cleaning up, and I'll show you what the raised beds look like on a different video, and also what the green stalks look like. I'm really happy with the green stalks as far as the peppers go. And I should also mention, we've had a lot of zucchinis, at least 4 or 5 zucchinis a day. We've been doing a lot of grilled zucchini. So that's it for now. And I will see you shortly. Well, shortly for you. I'll do another video after I do some cleanup in here. All right. Bye, teenies.